mà lẹ níbẹ̀ yẹn ò nílé lóko. Ẹ sì kú dédé àsìkò yìí. Hello everyone, it's Aderunke again. I hope your day is going well. Today I'd like to talk about the word fààní and the fact that it's not a Yoruba word. You would often hear it among Yoruba speaking people, but it's not. It's one of the unnecessarily borrowed words in our vocabulary. So we got it from the Hausas, the word, and the Hausas got it from the Bariba people or the Batonum speaking people. So it's often used in the context of advantage, benefit, gain, use, worth among the Hausa, and that translated over among the Hausa people. When we Yorubanize their name, we say Hausa, it's Hausa people, and we say fààní too, but it's not a word. They got it from the Bariba people's Arufani. So fààní is also a mispronunciation. Apart from the fact that it's borrowed by the Hausas as well, it's not their word, it's also mispronounced. It's Arufani, that is the correct word, but fààní is the mispronunciation that has lasted among them. Well, that existed, and then we started to say the word too. I think I saw a campaign earlier regarding protecting the language and adding it to the Google dictionary and all the Google, you say Google Translate. There's something online, I don't remember, but the actual website that I found, but I found something online regarding preserving the language. So if you're interested in this language and you might be willing to join that campaign, if you search it, it should come up. Batonum, preserving Batonum or something like that, it should come up. This word always surprises me because, like, just by observing it, it's obvious that it can't possibly be our own word for advantage. Like, if a word is this long, usually it's typically a combination of smaller words. So those smaller words help shape the meaning of the larger word like this. And when you try to look at it, fààní or fààní, this of course looks out of place. This here looks out of place. This letter ni with the sound, and then the rest just doesn't seem like it. Could be a noun maker. So let's say that it let's assume that it's a noun maker and the is out of place. Fa is to pull or draw or attract or entice, and ni is to have or possess. So fààní would come up to be something like the thing that is pulled for one to possess, and it could be the thing that is attracted for one to possess. So whether you're pulling before possessing it or you're attracting it and enticing it, it just doesn't seem like a Yoruba word for advantage or benefit or gain. With both instances, whether you're pulling with physical force or you're enticing somehow, it suggests struggle or effort. So it's like it just doesn't cut it anyway. So the correction, there is riri, which can be used in a specific context. In translation, it could be advantage, it could be benefit, and it could be worth. If you break the word down to understand it better, the first ri is the verb. This is the verb, which is sink or bury, and is also established. One second, I'd like to start with this ri first. Apart from adding one word, well, one letter noun makers, you had a to ja, and you have aja. You had o to be, and you have obe. You had a to da. Da is to like cut or to slice. You have ada, a word for machete. You had this one word noun makers to verbs, and you make them nouns. But there's also a way of making nouns that probably I don't discuss enough, and that is ba is a verb to receive. You can say bigba, the act of collecting, which would be a noun. Bi ba, ba is the verb, but you're using that consonant b. You're duplicating it before, and then you're adding the e vowel. B, you had b to ba. The b in ba determines the okay, I'll probably have to do it separately. It's so hard to teach if I don't have names. But examples of nouns like that are bigba, didi, lilo, lilo, sise, nino, fifa. You duplicate the consonant and then you add e. I think that's actually more straightforward than I'm making it seem. You duplicate the consonant before and then you add e in whatever tone that applies. This could be ba. You duplicate b and then you add e, so you have big ba. This could be se. You duplicate c and then you add e and then you have si se. I'll probably add it to my Yoruba lessons for beginners series to make learning it easier. I don't know if you get it, but for people who are, you know, quick with these things or who are familiar with noun makers and all that, you may already know. Re anyway. Oh, re is added to re to make it a noun. Re is the verb, which is sink or bury, but it's also like to ground something, to put something beyond the surface of the earth. So to plant it, to ground it, you know, apart from just placing it down, to put it into the earth a little bit, or even much further than a little bit. And what it connotes is grounding and establishing, like in the word olori. The word olori is not queen. I've been meaning to make that video. It's the one who establishes, summarize, the one who grounds, the one who establishes. It has nothing to do with power per se. It has more of a responsibility connotation. And not every ayaba is an olori. Not every wife of a male monarch is a queen. Let me even forget about the word queen because it will confuse you. Well, in the English sense, they're a queen, but not every ayaba is an olori. Knows that much about the town and the things that are done and the things that are not to be done, and how, you know, the lineages are to be honored and what not to do. And, you know, it takes some learning and some dedication for an ayaba to actually become an olori. But everybody who marries kings now wants to think they are oloris, which is like, anyway, the thing that is establish is essentially what that is. So riri would be the thing that is established. That is our way of saying the value, the worth. Saying re, because re is a word. That's why I gave all the examples like bigba, didi, sise, bibu. See, bu is the verb, which is to pour or to scoop, and then you duplicate the consonants b, and then you had e, and then you have b, bu. You know, saying re here might confuse somebody because re is a word in and of, apart from the fact that it's serving as a noun maker here, it's also a word in and of itself, and it is see, find, discover. So you may think, okay, re, the thing that is seen and established, but you know, it's not see as in see. This is just serving as a noun maker. So don't be confused. Sometimes when you see noun makers like this, you may, and especially in cases where they form, you know, words like in ni no. Ni makes sense, no makes sense. Don't think, okay, let me split it into two and then think of ni and then no. Just because I'm trying to encourage people to break words down and understand them rather than slapping the English equivalents onto their faces and adopting the meanings and ideas regarding the English versions. Just because I'm encouraging that, there's also this clause with noun makers such as these where they are not actually saying something, they're just serving as noun makers. Put that in mind. So it's less likely that it is the thing that is seen and established. It's more the thing that is established. But even if you say the thing that is seen and established, like, it's not way off. It's just something that is established. If you say the thing that is seen and established, it could work too, but that's not what it is. The thing that is established, the worth, the value. We tend to be very practical and very grounded with the way that we think and with our idea of worth and value. You know, something that is grounded has more value type thing. So the value, the worth. So anyway, example statement. If somebody says momo, people would say momo and fààní ohun tí o ṣe fún mi. Momo and fààní ohun tí o ṣe fún mi. I know the benefit or value of what you did for me, is what they are trying to say there. But if they want to speak proper Yoruba and they are not trying to code mix, they can say mo mọ rírì ohun tí o ṣe fún mi. I know the value, I know the advantage, I know the worth, I know the benefit of what you did for me. Mo mọ rírì, mo mọ rírì. And if you say mo mọ rírì, you know, mo mọ rírì, I know the benefit. Mo mọ rírì ohun tí o ṣe fún mi. I know the benefit, the value, the advantage, the use, the worth of what you did for me. So this is correct. The first is wrong. Ere is another one. And people just think of the word ere as like, what's the closest English word that we can slap onto ere? Gain, profit, cha-cha. Ere is profit, ere is gain. But the word is saying something in and of itself if you can break it down, you know. Rather than shorting the words up with the English equivalents, okay, I don't care what you're telling me as a word in and of yourself. I'm just going to find the closest Spanish equivalent or the closest English equivalent, and that would be what you mean. Is that clear? No, that's what we do to our words. We just like, shut up. Profit is what you mean, or gain is what you mean. That's the closest English word that I can find to you, so take that. But let's not do that. Let's look at what the word ere is. All these would work as English translations, but let's honor the word for what it's saying so that we can understand the Yoruba people's idea of gain when they mention, well, maybe not now, but the ancestral idea regarding what this word means. A is the noun maker here, the thing that, you know, it doesn't carry any special meaning. It just serves a function, and that is to serve as the noun maker for the verb re. Re is a synonym of lo, and it could be to go, which, you know, Ibadan ni mo re. I went to Ibadan. It could also be to depart. Mo fẹ́ relé, à ń rebe. We are departing to go there. There's a way that you can form a statement in which it would also be depart. It just suggests leaving, departing anyway. And then it could also be extend, in which you're not, you know, staying put. You're going, you're extending, you're leaving. So it could also be extend, but it's, I guess it's not often used in the context of extend. You know, it's just no. No is how we would say like stretch or extend, but re is also to extend. You're somewhere and then you go, then you depart and then you extend. So ere is the thing that extends. you know, the thing that extends. So you could say gain, benefit, especially since the word is often used in related contexts. Kini ere mi? What do I then gain? What is then the extension that I get? What then becomes of, you know, what I've done? You know, it's just our way of expressing that there's a benefit, that something reaches beyond what it used to be, beyond plainness. You know, something goes even further. Anyway, I'm not too sure how to express this in such a way that you understand that it could also be benefit, but that's what the word is in and of itself. To go beyond, to extend, you know, extend, go beyond. Maybe go beyond would also help you understand the word better. To go beyond the original amount or quantity, to be more, you know, type thing. So rather than saying aje àǹfààní owó náà, àjàǹfààní owó náà, you could combine je and àǹfààní. People often do, but again, this is not a Yoruba word. Maybe don't worry about it. Àjàǹfààní, aje àǹfààní owó náà. You could say aje èrè owó náà, aje èrè owó náà. Somebody promised that if you did this, you would get the money, and you do it and you get the money. It's within that benefit, advantage, profit, you know, context as well. We enjoy the benefit or profit of that money. Another one is ìwúlò, ìwúlò. And this one is often used in the advantage, benefit, use context as well. It also works for them. Rather than saying àǹfààní pọ̀ nínú eré ṣíṣe, àǹfààní pọ̀ nínú eré ṣíṣe, you could say ìwúlò pọ̀ nínú eré ṣíṣe, or eré ṣíṣe wúlò púpọ̀. Rather than àǹfààní pọ̀ nínú eré ṣíṣe, ìwúlò pọ̀ nínú eré ṣíṣe would work, or you could say eré ṣíṣe wúlò púpọ̀. So that would be advantages or benefits are many with playing. Ìwúlò pọ̀ nínú eré ṣíṣe. Eré ṣíṣe wúlò púpọ̀ would be playing is very beneficial. There are many uses to playing. Many uses, many benefits, many advantages. The last one is ifa. This one has a comma to it because with Yoruba, we typically, whenever there's a word, we have like this moral code. It's like a benefit or advantage or a gain that is almost gotten freely, that is not necessarily earned. The only English word that I could find, luck, you know, a phrase like good luck. Not all good luck is good. There's such an adverse approach to things like that, though. It's like if I'm fààní lápò ya, or if I'm fa olúwa rẹ̀ lápò ya, or some people would say, I think I wrote it down. They are just, it's essentially all the same thing, but ìfà ńlá ní yẹ olúwa rẹ̀ lápò, ìfà ńlá ní yẹ ni lápò, ìfà ń fààní lápò ya, is essentially the same thing, just saying ìfà ńlá anyway is what many people, some people would say ìfà ń fààní lápò ya, ìfà ńlá ló ń fààní lápò ya. When you get something too huge without necessarily like earning it in any way, and it just falls on your lap, be very wary about it. Don't pursue it. Don't pursue things like that. But when they come to you, be very wary and cautious about them, especially with the way that you spend them. That's the Yoruba approach to things like that, to things that just fall on your lap like that. The English just classify all of that as, oh, good luck. It's all good luck. You didn't steal it, did you? It's not fraud, is it? You know, but then it's good luck. You know, it just fell in your lap. But we don't have this merry-go-lucky thing about it. We have a really cautious approach to it. That's why I said with morals many times, the Yoruba people are like, even with other cultures, I don't, with many things, I don't see that much of a restraint, like I see in the Yoruba culture when it comes to certain things. But I will note that I'll find examples like this, compile them, and make a video on them. Fa is to pull or attract. Ifa could be the thing that pulls or attracts. It's like that thing is sitting somewhere like a magnet. Many times it may not be that it falls on your lap, like sometimes some effort is put into it, but still it's gotten too easily. You should be wary of it. It could also be the thing that one pulls or attracts, so it has a dual thing to it. The noun maker here could also be the thing that one, just looking at examples of other words that have it, it could also be the thing that one pulls or attracts. So in this case, somebody will say, okay, in this context is good luck. In the previous context, in which you're being pulled to it, then it's temptation. If it's pulling you, it's temptation. But if you're not doing anything, but it's being pulled towards you, then it's good luck. So it has a dual thing. But whatever the case may be, there's just be careful. An example sentence, rather than saying Shola lo ko àǹfààní sógúndogójì, rather than saying something like that, you can say Shola lo ko èrè sógúndogójì. Shola lo ko ìfà sógúndogójì, rather. It wouldn't be èrè in that case, it would be ìfà. Sógúndogójì is like a sógún di ogójì is literally turn 20 into 40. Turn 20 into 40. So you give somebody $20, you go about your day, you did not work for it, for the 40, you did not, I guess you could say investment. Investments are not bad, but when they seem like, okay, I don't know what investment you will do that if the next week you will get like double. Like there has to be some precariousness to it. If any of that, you give somebody 1 million and in the next week you get like 2 million or something. Those ones are a little bit, you can invest, you can lend somebody money, and when they trade with it, they give you an interest. Oh, thank you for your money. It's also a form of, but typically it's not that fast. The thing with these pyramid schemes and, well, Ponzi schemes and all that is they are often like unbelievably, everything is just happens so fast until it crashes, and the people on the lower end of the pyramid suffer. So anyway, it was Shola who reaped the benefits of the money duplication scheme. You'll be surprised at many things that we give modern names to, like Ponzi scheme and pyramid scheme and Stockholm syndrome and all that. All these terms, modern terms that we now have, are not new. They are not new. Like, there are instances, we even have instances of situations like that. They are not really new. So the law here is, you could say Shola ko ìfà sógúndogójì. Shola reaped the benefits of the money duplication scheme, but the law here is emphatic. It was Shola ni o. It was Shola who reaped the benefits of the, so as if to say somebody else didn't. And that's really how these schemes work. Also, like, apart from that, with what is it called now? I've forgotten. Double speak. We are very conscious of double speak, and how it can be used. Statements like buy one get one free, but which is essentially buy two for the price of two. Many times I know that sometimes when there's an excess of something, it may indeed be that they're selling two for the selling price of one. Like, it may be true, but many times no, it's just ifa. Anyway, like, be careful, compare prices and check and make sure that you're not just rushing towards this thing. For I mean, it's beneficial, that's the thing, it's an advantage, it's a gain, but just be careful. So we have that's our own word for a situation, not to be confused with ifa. I've done it. The tones of words tell you something as well, like, okay, why is there fa and then fa? Diet Coke, yo, I'm on a diet. Diet Coke, give me 3 of those. And no, it looks like ifa. Oh, so I can have this benefit of 3 Diet Cokes and not gain the weight and not suffer anything. But typically there's always like this diabetes and high blood pressure, and with all these artificial sweeteners, there are also certain things that could happen that is not, it's not written where the diet is. Diet Coke, but too much of this and you may get a cardiovascular disease. So buy up. They won't write that, of course. So I guess be careful of what's anything that seems like ifa, like, oh wait, I can eat my cake and have it. Oh, maybe that would be the English version. Maybe I just don't have the right enough vocabulary. Maybe that idiom would express that. Well, would it? It does. It's actually more versatile that I'm giving it credit for, that phrase, that eat your cake and have it phrase. So it also works. I guess that's the English equivalent. So all these words you can use in replacement for fààní. You don't have to say fààní. Like, how many people even remember riri? Maybe from like older people. There are not many people from my generation that I hear saying riri, because it's just been used less and less. And well, ere is used. Iwulo, I hear that too, but not all the time. People just fààní. So just know that we have our own words for that. The ones that are somewhat neutral and ifa, that is like, okay, freely gotten, but be careful. So if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your time, and I'll see you in the next video. Enjoy the rest of your day, and bye for now.